Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, I see people on. If you can hear me, I would love to have you say hello in the chat. If you can hear me, that would be cool to let me know that we can start the recording. Hi, Julie. Hello, hello, hello. I see about a dozen on already, and we are right at the top of the hour, so I applaud your punctuality. And here we are. So jump in. Hi, Donna. How are you tonight? This is Soul Coaching 101. And for the next hour, we're going to go through some exercises. We're going to go through some learnings, and we're going to really embrace authentic truth. Hi, Donna. Hi, Treese. How are you guys? You're awesome, Donna. You're awesome. Awesome, Donna. Yeah. So I am officially going to get started because welcome to Soul Coaching 101. For those who don't know me, my name is Laura Clark, and I am known as the Soul Wise Living Mentor. I support people hearing their inner wisdom, that intuition, that gut instinct more consistently, clearly, and understand it so that you can act upon it courageously. Oftentimes we get hung up on listening to our intuition and saying, oh, no, I can't follow that. Or is that my intuition? Is that truly my truth, my core that I should follow? And then how do I follow it? How do I take courageous steps forward in this physical environment we call our human self? So tonight we're going to be looking at all of that. When you hit a roadblock, does it throw you for a loop for a long period of time, or are you able to get back on track with great ease, quickly, and move forward? Sometimes you can, sometimes you probably have more challenge with that. Are you ready to have more clarity in your life and your work? If you registered for this webinar experience tonight, I would imagine that the answer was yes. And are you ready to step forward with more courage and more conviction? I am broadcasting live from Panther. It's a 63-acre haven in rural Rhode Island where I live. I live up the road about 10 miles, and I am hosting a soul coaching practitioner training. I have 4 wonderful souls and bright lights who are going deep to discover more ways to unravel their own stuff, because we all have our stuff, and then how to support others doing that as well. And we've had a great week. It's been a week of highs and lows. The weather has been supportive, and yet today it was kind of a blustery, wintry day of rain. Not snow, fortunately, so that some people can catch their flights tomorrow, because they do graduate tomorrow, and I'm sending them out into the world with great love and support. So I'm going to go through some of the things they actually went through this week with you, so that you can embrace that inner wisdom and be able to really take that next step of courage, that next step of clarity, and move along your path with more assurance and more light and more love and more joy for your greater tomorrow, for you to step up and be your better, best self in this world. If you have any questions along the way, pop them into the chat. I will cover a concept, and then I'll go back and answer questions for those people who might be needing more discernment on them. And at the end, I'm going to pull some oracle card readings. I'm going to show you, offer you a deeper dive into some of this as well. So let's start, all right? One of the basic tenets of soul coaching is we embrace the four element theory. The four element theory says that who we are at our core is made up of four different elements. They are our mindset, our mental words that go off and fire off in our head over and over and again, even before they come out of our mouths, or they're firing off in our head when we're driving to work, or firing off in our head when we're behind our computer. We are talking to ourselves all the time. Even in our dreams, we speak to ourselves. So we are constantly listening to ourselves. And if we have a negative mindset or a mindset that doesn't serve us, it can take us off in a direction that thwarts our goals and our desires. It can also create a lot of chaos and clutter. We are also composed of our emotions, our emotional self, how we react, the highs, the lows, the sorrow, the pain, the hurt, the confusion when things aren't going your way or somebody comes at you. We are emotional beings. That's the second piece of us. We are spiritual beings. We are, I believe, a spiritual entity walking this planet in this human form. And as such, we have a deep connection to our truth because our soul knows the truth. And our soul is connected to source and light and love. And when we can access that brilliantly, we can step forward courageously. And then the fourth element is our physical self. This body, it's mostly made up of water, but there are other elements to us. We've got bones and hair and nails and all those sorts of things that comprise who we are as a physical being. And we need to understand how to take care of it, how to listen to it as it talks to us, because it knows what we need. So an example is if you start sensing that you need salt a lot, it actually may be triggering that you're thirsty and you need to hydrate to support this body. And being able to listen to our soul's voice about our body allows us to take better care of it and to stand up strong in it so that it will support us as we go through this thing called life. So that's the four element theory. Our mental peace, our emotional peace, our spiritual peace, and our physical peace. And what's really cool is that we can align those pieces with the actual elements in the air. So if you have this mental stuff going on, today we did a lot of opening up the windows, even though it was raining out. It was like 55 degrees here in Rhode Island, which is kind of crazy in January. And we were just able to get wind coming through and clearing the air so that we could think more clearly and shift words for our highest good. In a way that values our soul, that values who we are, that embraces us to step forward. So the element of air is associated with our mind. The element of water is associated with our emotions. If somebody is kind of hot off the collar and they're just emotional all over the place, because I love lakes, I usually think, oh gosh, I wish they could just go jump in a lake and cool off, soothe the emotions. So we can use water to actually soothe an emotion that is not serving our, and releasing what is not good. And we can hear that little glimmer of light that resides within us. The third element is fire. Fire is what embraces our spirit and allows us to connect to our spiritual self and elevate us to understand that we are truly connected to, I use the word source, universe, Allah, God, creator, the divine, whatever you choose to use, just insert that when I'm using the word source. All right. So fire does that for me and you. It helps elevate your spirit. So if I was here and I needed some support in really connecting to my spiritual self, I could set a fire and allow it to glow and focus in on that energy, high again, the energy of that fire to allow my spirit to glow. When you think of looking at a candle and how symmetric a candle is as it's rising up off of its wick when it's lit, it's just burning really brightly. And that's what we want our spirit to do. And embracing fire allows that. A lot of the Native Americans traditionally use fire to connect to their spirit so that they are connecting to source and getting messages for their highest good. And then there is earth. Earth is what helps ground our physical being here. So if you think about a tree and its trunk and all the roots going down into the earth to help nourish the tree, to help the tree extend its life from winter to spring and shift through the seasons, that root system is what grounds them into the ability to stand strong. And when you feel like you don't have that courage, when you feel like your backbone needs a little support, embracing the element of earth will do that. So those are the four elements, and they're associated with direction. And I can go deeper into that at another time on another webinar. But that's the four element theory about who we are. And at this point, I want to take you on just a little journey into listening to your words, allowing your emotions to flow easily and effortlessly, and stepping up your spirit and staying grounded during the whole thing. So if you would sip of water, and get kind of comfortable. It will only be 2 or 3 minutes. What soul coaching we need to allow you to align so that we can get through the rest of the evening. All right, I'm going to take a sip here myself. Comfortable position, and if you choose to close your eyes, you could do so now. And take a good deep cleansing breath all in and exhale out. That deep breath in and exhale out. And one more deep breath in and exhale out. I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that you are stepping out on a veranda looking the ocean. Breathing in and out. When you step out onto that veranda, what do you see? What's before you? Are there lots of waves coming into shore evenly, or are they a little chaotic and disruptive? Just notice the waves coming into shore as you're overlooking this ocean. And feel the air. What do you feel in the air? Does it smell? Is it moving? Is it very windy, or is it just a light breeze? Are there animals using the air to take flight? See it, sense it, feel it as you step around. That's good. Use that imagination. And now, what about the sun? Is it out? Is it nighttime? Is it daytime? Is it cloudy? Is it rainy? What about the sun? And how can you align and look at and feel that sun? Even at nighttime, the sun is shining. It's just on the other side of the world. It's still up there. Feel it, sense it, see it. That's good. And look at the sand and the dunes and the path leading up to the dunes in front of you. Look at the earth. How does it feel? Are you barefoot or do you have shoes on? Are they sneakers or something else? Imagine this space and time and the embracing of the four elements. Thoughts, when they come to your head, just wisp away. Emotions, when they come up, are met by the water and soothed. The sound of the waves coming in is part of that soothing for you. And the sun, if it's out in front of you or on the other side of the earth, that sun is always there, able to embrace, warm, and ignite your spirit. Earth, it's there to ground you. And even whispering in the wind will support you. Don't get it in your eyes. But that sand is able to ground you. Earth is able to ground you, and you can stand tall and ignite your fire. Be your better, best time, any day, facing one of these elements. Take a moment and really feel and sense them. I'll be quiet. That's good. That's excellent. And coming back now, in and out, shaking your toes, shaking your hands out, coming back to here and now with me, wiggling your nose, pursing your lips, feeling an earring dangling from your ear. That'll bring you to the here and the now. And what is really cool about taking this very quick journey into seeing, sensing, and feeling is that you can do that anytime. You can go to the bathroom and use the loo, and as you're washing your hands, release emotion that's not serving you during your morning. At lunchtime, you can go out and take that air to just rest for a moment. It only takes a moment to realign. So that's the appreciation, how to very, very basically use the four element theory. But what gets in the way of doing that? What really gets in the way of embracing our authentic self? And the more I use a lot of these tools in my life, the more I recognize how very, very vital clutter control is. Clutter truly takes up so much energetic energy throughout the day. If you have things in order, much easier to do things. If you love it, it will lift you up. If you use it, it's something that's important to you. And if you don't do either of those things, look at your clutter and lose it. Love it, use it, lose it. So I want you right now, in this moment, wherever you are, take a look just in front of you, just from like 30 degrees to that would be, what's that, 120, right? Just in front of you and almost just 2 feet in front of you, just a high space. And what's the one thing in that space that is creating clutter for you? So I'm here in front of my computer. Things are clear. I've got some notes typed up to use with you. and it's kind of in my way. It's blank. I don't need it. Clutter. If it were enough use, it wouldn't clutter. Is take up space, and we don't want things to take up any more space than we want. Be in our space that elevates us up. Lose it, and embracing that as you go forth allows you to not use this energy around you. So I'm here at Panther Orchard Farm, and I am about 12 minutes from my house, 15 minutes. Moved a lot of stuff over here for this is and so moved a lot of things over, but I was moving into a new bedroom and hosting downstairs, living room, and cooking for people and getting things organized. 6 weeks to create, come over. So when this event is at the end of this week, I will take it home. And I am so looking forward to naming which is where I was packing everything. And what's really cool about when you create that, I said, you know, boxes were coming, putting them in the car, and I said, and when I come back, it's going to be worse. But during February, I'm going to take the time and really focus on that room. And, you know, I'm not going to do it overnight. I'm going to take the month. And I declared that. They cleaned out the stream closet, which is a big walk closet, reorganized. And set that intention very. I got a phone call, and it was from my best friend from college. And she said, hey, my husband and I are getting, are you going to be around at weekend? And, you know, I had just declared that. And I looked up and I went, you just work in mysterious ways. You are just so crazy. I set the intention. It was my life so that I actually will meet that intention to create a really wonderful space for having guests. And that is what happens when you start clearing out the clutter in your life. You start having opportunities come to you and creating the intention to release some things that don't support you that are in your space. It opens up the ability to hear your soul's truth. So you don't have to go at it hog wild and clean up everything in one massive weekend, bit by bit, step by step, right? So just create a declaration. It's Monday at evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Declare that by Saturday, one thing to be, it doesn't have to be big. It could be your toiletries that are lined up inside your shower. You keep adding to them because they're, you know, the shampoo won't come out of the bottle anymore, so you leave it there. You go get more shampoo and you put it in. Maybe that's clutter to you. It could be your car. You know, our cars so often. I know that the seat in my passenger seat gets filled with some tissue or change or a couple extra pens or these earbobs, right? It could be just cleaning up your driver and your passenger seat of the car. So think about that for a second. Close your eyes and look at your space and just walk through in your mind's eye where you get hitched up and where too much energy might go. And that is probably the best place to start with this clutter clearing. And if you want to share where that is in the chat, that would be terrific. So that's a big tool in that we really focus on some clutter clearing, so that the mind doesn't go to that and you don't get emotionally hung up on things in your life, so that you can access that truth within and step forward brilliantly. Some other tools that soul coaches use, vision. We're big on vision because why do we want to go through this life if we don't have a vision? And how can we bring that vision forward to us instead of waiting and waiting and waiting for things to happen? So we do a lot with vision. Those who have been following me know that I just finished offering a soul coaching collage workshop at the beginning of the year, which is a great time to look at your visions and what you want to manifest for the rest of the year, and get the feeling and bring that feeling into your space, into the now, so that you're acting as if. So that's a really great tool to use to help accelerate the manifestation of what you want, bringing the feeling of what that is into the now without having to have it. So Donna's writing, I like to keep my car clean, but have some Christmas presents in there that you need to return. So you're going to do that. You're going to do that by this weekend. Excellent. I love that, Donna. Congratulations. That's awesome. I love that declaration. See, it's not that hard. Just something as simple as that is going to take it off your mind so that it's nice and clean so that you can focus on something else. All right. Another tool that soul coaches use are spirit sticks. All right. We've had a great, the women here did a wonderful mini workshop in the afternoon once on creating a spirit stick. And they went out into this beautiful facility and overlooking a pond. And we've got lots of pine trees and we have a beaver. So one chose a stick that the beaver had already spent some time on. And they brought them back in and they listened to the spirit of the stick. They got connected to it and received a message. And then they graced that stick with art, with some yarns and some little gems and things to adorn it, to elevate its stature in their life and embrace its message and lift up their spirits. So a spirit stick workshop, just doing something as simple as that with a popsicle stick and just taking a pen out and writing an affirmation on a popsicle stick, you're connecting to the ground and the spirit that created that popsicle stick for you. And it will help uplift you and help you gain some strength and go forward. Peggy's talking about some clutter and she's going to clear out her office. Congratulations. That is a fabulous thing to do. I love that you will be doing that in the winter time here in New England. It's a good time to be clutter clearing inside. Another thing that you can use that soul coaches help support is that soul journey. So we did a really mini one connecting to the four energy elements at the beginning. And soul coaches will use the soul journey to have messengers and guides and spirits come to you to give you the messages to help support your path forward. Really wonderful way to get down to your soul's truth and coming out of it, journaling and taking notes and really trying to remember its message and then going deeper by having somebody support you with discerning questions, the way I do with the oracle cards at the end, right? Going deeper with oracles. You know, oracles are the guiding systems that help support us going forward and using tools. So these are oracle cards. They are, to me, spiritual awakening tools that allow you to get to that core message for yourself. There's a 28-day program to access your authentic self, to discover that authentic self, to know your soul's truth, to know your truth. And during that 28-day program, we access our truth by going through the four element theory deeper with greater knowledge and eliminating some clutter in our life. So it's a lot of kind of detoxing our space and our mind and our emotions so that we can step into greater wisdom, greater insight within. And when you do that, you cannot help but live more joyously and live more abundantly and live more passionately on purpose. When you discover your truth, it starts just emanating from you. When you release the emotions and you release the clutter in your head, this truth emanates forward for you. So there's a 28-day program. And I'm actually going to start that. When am I starting that? Oh, I'm starting that February 5th, Monday, February 5th. I'm going to be rocking and rolling a 28-day soul coaching program so that when you hit those blocks, and we all have those blocks, you can get around it really quickly. You can actually start seeing that roadblock and making better preparations for getting over it. It's about being able to discover more clarity. It's about being able to really step forward with conviction, and you can rise and shine. And I love doing this program in February because by the time it ends, which is the middle of March, it's a 5-week program. 28 days is 4 weeks. Yes, I know that. But I add a bonus week to really pull the whole course together at the end. So it'll be wrapping up right around the daylight savings time shift and right around the spring solstice so that you can really step forward, go on a quest, a mini quest to really get those answers from within to spark spring for your better, best, and your highest good. What's cool about the 28-day program is you can register for it and not do anything if you want to, because intentionally, your intentions about registering for it, the universe starts saying, this woman wants to do something. Let me start supporting her. And you can do this program in as little as 10 minutes a day. Each day there are 3 different levels. You can jump in and be committed to change in 10 minutes a day. You can go for it in level 2, which is 30 minutes to 60 minutes a day if you have that time, or level 3 playing full out and doing all of the exercises. And what's double cool is that you can choose a different level each day. It's not that you have to play all out for the entire month. If Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we can only commit to just level 1, so be it. If on Friday you have a half a day off and you're ready to play full out, that's awesome. And you get massive shifts that help support you truly stepping forward in spring with great clarity, with great ease. You can release old limiting beliefs and really discover ways to bring more joy into your life and to express yourself compassionately and sincerely in a way that others embrace you even when you're sticking up for yourself or for somebody else. And that's probably one of the biggest results that I love about this program is that in discovering your truth, it's not bam, I have to be forceful and I have to tell everybody my truth. It's about releasing it compassionately and sincerely so that people really resonate with it. Because our truth is true for us, and by telling other people compassionately about it, they're going to support you. They're going to want your better, best, and your highest good to come forward. So in this 28-day program, that absolutely does that for you. So I'm actually going to put the link into the chat right now. You can look at that as time allows. In my picture has one of my dogs, and they're 7 years old today. I called them up and I sang happy birthday to them. So they're 7 years old, and that's little Sasha in the picture image in the chat, as an aside for tonight. Allison is saying she's moving into a new house next week. Oh my goodness, Allison, what a project, right? And that's a lot of exciting things happening for you. Everything I'm sharing with you this evening is empowering you to make the move and create a brand new space. Awesome. I hope it serves you well. It might be a little bit better for people. This 28-day program, right now, it's in early bird registration, and it is offered to you in the program. Again, level 1, 2, or 3, it's your choice each day. You get all of it. It's $187 for 5 weeks of coaching. It's email support and then a Facebook group where I pop in every day. You will get guided meditations in this. And they're not from me. They're from my mentor, Denise Lynn. And these are just spectacular to allow you to go on that soul journey for yourself. We'll have a foundational call. You'll have weekly lessons. They're half an hour videos. If you want, just going through the content is going to support you. It's $187 or 2 payments of $99. If you want more access to me, where you get some one-on-one coaching, I have that option in here as well. So it adds in 4 30-minute sessions with me to go deeper on the content that we're doing and any challenges that might be popping up for you. I'm going to do a spring oracle reading delivered in a beautiful PDF for the people that choose to come do this, the deeper dive with me, the VIP level. And then as a bonus, you'll get my Understanding the Signs in Your Life seminar. I only have time for 6 of you to join. So if that's something that speaks to you, that you want to do the VIP level, it's $467 or 3 payments of $167. So the link's in there. If that serves you, I would love to have you join. And it's going to be a fun ride. And I probably will even be showing you pictures of my guest room as I go through the program with you. I believe that the sacredness of a program like this, when the facilitator is actually doing it, I can relate more to what is going on in your lives. So I'm there right with you in the trenches, having some things come up, and I actually go and use a guide of my own during that time to support you. All right. Other tools. When we talk about messages, and we have our own intuition and our own gut, but we also have spirit guides, and they come to us in many forms, many different ways. If you believe so, and that's your choice, I believe in spirit guides. I have a set of people, a group, if you will, that talk to me. And oftentimes I'll be in something like this and I'll just kind of hesitate because I'm listening to them and trying to speak to you at the same time. They're just allowing me to take a moment to hear myself. They're kind of like the tap on the shoulder saying, listen in, here's a message for you. Some people like fairies. Some people have fairies come to them. Some people have animal totems. And the more you sit still in sacred space, the more the spirit guides you'll be able to hear them. So soul coaching helps support you by doing quests with you. I have a private client who's coming to do a VIP session at the end of the week, and we're actually going to do a quest. So she's doing some assignments coming up to this. She's going to come. We're going to create sacred space for her to go into to get some messages from the universe, and then I'm going to support her at the end of that with some strategy around some of the challenges that she has. So quests are a really great way to get connected with source and soul. And you can do that. People do that all the time without even recognizing it. If you go to yoga and there's a 15-minute quiet space at the end where you just really get zen. That's a form of a quest. Um, I do it in the morning when I journal. I journal and then I sit quietly to try to get messages. So it's a little bit of a quest. And then there are more elaborate ones, like the one I'm creating with one of my clients at the end of the week. And then there's even more elaborate ones where you go on 3-day quests and you sit out in nature and use a tent and really get into source and soul. Oprah does something with her friends. I don't know if anybody's heard this, but she does a silent breakfast. And if you go to a yoga center like Kripalu in Lenox, Massachusetts, they have silent breakfasts. And that time is for them to get really centered and zoned to hear these messages. It's a kind of a quest. So quests can be determined by you and how you want to create them. And that's something that I do with private clients, and many soul coaching practitioners do that as well. I'm looking at my notes here. I'm going to take a little sip of water. Has anybody ever been on a quest before? Let me know. What was it like? What did you see? What did you sense? What did you feel? And it doesn't have to be elaborate. Iced tea. Love iced tea. All right. Another thing that master soul coach practitioners and instructor trainers do is offer the soul coaching practitioner training like I am right now. And it's a place to do a deep dive for yourself, and so that you can step out, not necessarily in a new profession, but with tools that help support your profession. I have a woman training with me who has a very elaborate and foundational holistic practice already. She's coming not necessarily to hang a shingle as a soul coaching practitioner, but to infuse the lessons and the tenets of soul coaching into what she's already doing. I have a couple of women here who will step into wearing the hat, if you will, of a soul coaching practitioner. But I've seen a lot of people come through this program just for a personal deep dive, so they take it back to the company that they're working at and try to help shift corporate culture. I have mothers who want to reconnect with themselves to be better moms, to be better spouses, to just elevate the vibration that they bring into the world. So people come to the soul coaching practitioner training for many different reasons. Some people see it as a personal quest as well, and indeed it is, whether you think it is or not. So that's something else that we do. Okay. Everyday living is supported by soul coaching. Everyday living is supported by soul coaching. So when you can live a more authentic self life, when you can speak your truth, walk your truth, act your truth, life becomes easier even in the middle of all of the chaos that it can bring to you. So know that some of the and we've done this briefly this evening, some of the tenets that we pulled in, you can start using tomorrow. You can pull an oracle card at the end of the day and put it under your pillow and allow it to infuse its energy into your subconscious as you sleep. And so you can step forward. You can use all of the 4 elements to connect with that aspect of yourself, or to soften that aspect of yourself so that your soul's truth can be heard. In this day and age, our minds are we're programmed to go so quickly and fast and bump, 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 bump. that we often don't take that deep breath to just clear the mind and sink into the truth to receive an answer so that something can become much easier. I'll give you an example, and it goes to the sales page. Life for me has been a little crazy the last 4 to 6 weeks. I went on a 2-week residency. We had the holidays. The calendar turned. I offered a solo coaching collage workshop. I prepped for this, and now I'm delivering this soul coaching practitioner training. And there's been a lot on my plate, but I'm able to embrace it with joy because I use all of these tools all day long. This morning, I was just kind of dotting my I's and crossing my T's and making sure everything was set up. And I took a quick look at the sales page and I went, oh no. And I hadn't done a new video from the last time I offered the program. So the video on there, I think it was from last spring, actually, talking about spring and talking about stepping forward in 2017. So I could have just left it there and seen if anybody picked it up. I could have taken the video off and just left the sales page on there. But I sat for a moment and I said, what will serve my highest good to support everyone else? And I put 2 pieces of paper and I said, take video off. I said, re-record video. And I put the 2 pieces of paper down and I felt them in my hands and I was drawn to one of them. And I opened it up and it said, re-record. So I stepped in front of the camera. I re-recorded a 2.5-minute video and there it is. But I could have hemmed and hawed over that choice for a long time. And indeed, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I probably would have, because I didn't have some of these tools that I could access quickly and utilize to step forward. And that's what I love about soul coaching, is that there's so many different opportunities and ways that you can pull this magic, if you will, out of your pocket at any time, anywhere, and use a tool that says, yeah, here, Laura, this is the best. This is for your highest good. And let me support that courageously for you. My guides and my sense and my intuition with that. And that's a really good exercise too, is to, if you have a choice to make quickly, just take your piece of paper, write down the choices, shuffle them up, like the magic shuffle underneath what's that game called? The game where you look under, is that the answer? Is that the answer? Oh, there it is. So you shuffle up these choices and you just say, does this resonate with me while you hold it? You don't read it. Just, does this one resonate with me? Does this one resonate with me? You create shell game. Thank you, Donna. I love you. The shell game. And you pick up these shells and you say, this one resonates with me. This one resonates with me. And you open it up and you go, okay, that's the choice. And you've solved the answer. That's the answer. That is for your highest good. And you go that way and practice that, practice that with little choices that you have all day long to gain some confidence and clarity of how to use them and how to resonate with the pieces of paper. And don't cheat. It's really easy to cheat. You can say, oh, well, this one is a little smaller, or you put red on, you write with red in one and blue on the other one. So when you hold it upside down in your hand, you can see the red through it, right? And your ego is the one that wants to make that choice instead of your soul making the choice. So don't cheat on that. It'll come around. Karma will get you. All right. So we're coming up on the top of the hour. And if you want to go through the 28-day program, I would love to have you join me on that. If you have any questions about it, reach out to me, Laura@soulwiseliving.com, or you can find me on that thing called Facebook, and we can take a deeper dive with you. If you want to connect with me and stay further connected and you're not in my group on Facebook, it is Living Your Truth. And I'm in there a couple of times a week answering questions and giving you some support and some love and, to keep your awareness going. I know that there are some people on the call that are in that group right now. So that is Soul Coaching 101. Use the 4 elements, address clutter, sink into your own truth, because when you do, you can step forward courageously. And one of the expressions that I'm using a lot with the soul coaching practitioners today is, may the long time sun shine on you and all love surround you, and the clear light within you guide your way on. So I wish that for you. And I do have my oracle cards here right now. So if anybody would like me to draw them an oracle card, what I'd like you to do is in the chat say yes, please draw me a card. And I want you to focus on your intention. You can share what you want me to draw it for, or you can just hold that intention in your heart. And I will start drawing them for the next 10 minutes or so. All right. But I'm going to get a little more iced tea to allow myself to release the delivery of the content for you and that connection, and to step into really aligning with source and soul. Okay, I've got a few people, so here they come. All right. Donna. Donna, as it regards your situation, I want you to focus on the energy of awakening. There we go. Awakening. And take a look at this card and look at the colors. Look at this woman, the hair in the wind with the element of air. You have the earth element there. You have her long hair is red. That's a connection to fire. The blue, even though it's representing the sky, is a connection to water because it's the color of water. So connecting with all of those elements will help when you're addressing this and stepping into your awakening. So that might mean you're just coming into a challenge and it's just being brought to you, or your soul is just beginning to rise to the occasion. She looks happy. She does look happy. She does look happy. There's some gratitude there too. And almost with the hand up, it's almost a sense of thank you for allowing me to step into this light. So you're welcome, Donna. And Peggy. Miss Peggy. This one popped out, Peggy, very quickly, very easily. As it regards your situation, I want you to focus on opening. Opening. Mm-hmm. So we've got a heart here, and take a look at that. And from your perspective, is it a baby? Is it a little bit of a gnome? Is it a woman? It's a little bit soft, so it's hard to see its essence. But there's pink all around that heart. So in opening your heart, answers will come to you. You'll clear the thoughts, and the better solution is going to step forward when you open that heart. Opening. Okay, Peggy. Who's next? Julie is next. Julie. Where are you from, Julie? New Hampshire. I love you. That's where my summer house is. I'm going to actually be up there next week. There's a networking group that I belong to. I'm going to go up and do some masterminding with some friends at a gathering. Please allow it to be not icy. I know you had a lot of ice today up there, right? All right. So, Julie, your card. Ah, I like this. Especially for the winter up there, Julie. As it relates to your situation and your question, one of the best ways to embrace this time around it is to focus on emerging. Emerging. And look at that. We have a petal and we have rising up to meet the sun and all of those arms up into the air and emerging. There's no blizzard or snow or ice in this card. How can you listen to your soul and ask it to for the best advice on emerging? What's the next best step for me to emerge into this situation with grace and ease? Who else do we have? Who else do we have? We have Allison. Allison is next. If I'm missing you, let me know. If I'm missing you, let me know. Just want to make sure we don't have. Okay. So Allison is next. Draw a card for you for bringing energy into your new home. I love that. That's an excellent way to look at a card, to use its message for you to embrace this time of newness for you. Where are you from, Allison? Where are you moving to? Are you moving into the same town, the same area? Is it a big move? Town, Keene, New Hampshire. Oh, you're from New Hampshire too. So across town moves. Sometimes those are harder than cross country moves, because you're like, oh, I can just put all this stuff in this one box and put it in the car, right? So we are going to draw a card for your highest good to bring in bring energy into your new home. I want you to sit for a second, Allison, and just focus on what kind of energy you want in that new home. What's the essence of that energy as I'm drawing the card, all right? As you bring into your as you're moving into your new home and you're looking to bring in the energy that you're creating intentionally for it, focus on beauty. Focus on beauty. How can you acknowledge your beauty, the beauty within, and allow it to radiate in the space so that the space accepts that it is beautiful? We've got a rose there in a vase. We've got a rose in her ear there. So some rose energy, some beautiful energy. I suspect, Allison, that staying clean is kind of hard for you right now because you're packing boxes and there's dust and there's dirt and you're sweating, right? Because moving is not easy. Maybe create some beauty for yourself, a time of beauty where you can just focus on yourself and get a good shower, appreciate the shower, linger longer in the shower to allow your beauty to step forward. Even when the next hour you're cleaning and you get dirty again, that beauty will still shine through. Okay, so focus on beauty. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody? All right, we're getting to the top of the hour, and as I say, I always hang around until the last person wants a card drawn for them. So at the top of the hour, if I don't have any more requests, then I will depart. Allison, thank you. Wonderful. I love the shower, so water comes into this blessing. Yes, absolutely. Julie, thank you. You're welcome, Julie. You're welcome. Donna, as always, you are welcome. I love sharing time and space with all of you. And I hope that it was supportive of you to be reminded of some simple tricks, some simple ways to connect to your soul's truth. There are soul coaching practitioners all over the country. Some work virtually, which is typically my mode of operandi, but others work one-on-one. I work one-on-one with clients who are a little closer to me in person. And you can go to soul-coaches.com to look to see if if you don't resonate with me, but you want to work with a soul coach, you can connect there, or on Facebook, Soul Coaching International Institute will bring up ways to connect with soul coaches all over the country and all over the world. So if there's nothing else, no other hands go up. It's a quieter group today. Oh, okay. Nancy, I got one from Nancy. Okay. So Nancy asked a question privately, so I'm just going to focus on the Nancy's question privately, but I'm going to draw a card for her. In regards to your question, Nancy, I really want you to add, because that's a big decision that you're making, all right? So as you're making the decision, as you're getting clearer, as you're sitting in quiet space to hear the best guidance for that, I want you to focus on this. Nancy, you have two cards. It must be a challenging choice. I'm sure it is. So I love this. So I want you to focus both on love and wisdom, okay? Love and wisdom. Those are your best choices. When you're looking at your choice, what's the wisest choice to make for your soul and yourself? And typically for your soul and yourself will be for the highest good of others as well. So, focus on what is for your highest good, and then the highest good of others is going to flow for you. So really look at your soul's wisdom and try to quiet down the chatter in your head when making that choice. So to do that, take a longer shower, go to a yoga class, do a guided meditation at lunch through earbuds, all right? And just get in a place of as much peace and as much harmony to get that wisdom, and also focus on love as well. So that card came up again, and there's that deep connection between two people, that heart to heart. That can be connection between you and a space. It doesn't necessarily have to be with an individual. It can be with an entity. So if your choice is, one thing or another, it's focus on the love between that relationship that you're looking at. All right, Nancy? Okay. Anybody else? Speak now or wait till the next time I do this. Okay, excellent. That's great. I hope that you have a wonderful evening, and may the long time sunshine on you and all love surround you, and that clear light within you guide your way on. And always keep smiling. I'll see you the next time around. Have a great night.